Well, I've had $40 million spent against me. That's more than all the other Republicans combined. That's more than has been spent in this election cycle combined with Biden and Trump. And they've come in after me. So that shows you that they view me as a threat. They would not be spending that type of money if they didn't think that I was a threat. So we're doing it. I mean, look, when we're getting hit, we're going to hit back. But I've been very clear about drawing contrast with Donald Trump. I think the issue is, a lot of people in corporate media, they only want to see you hitting Trump the way, say, like a Chris Christie does. We focus on those contrasts. A lot of times you don't get very much play with it, but I'm out there delivering that in town halls, in debates, when I'm there meeting voters one-on-one, because there are big contrasts in terms of Trump's promises and lack of delivery.
But you're much closer in the race to Nikki Haley than you are to Trump. What happened?
Well, no. I mean, first of all, Trump has always been leading in the race. I mean, he's the former president. He's one of the most famous people in there.
But you're not even the top challenger to him now.
We are the top. They wouldn't be spending that money if we weren't the top. I'm the only one that has a chance to beat Trump and win the general election. Nikki Haley can't get conservative voters. She's playing for voters who are not even core Republicans. And they've even, you guys love polls. When they do polls, if they take Trump out, I'm winning overwhelmingly because core Republicans and conservatives trust that I would do well.
Can you admit this is not where you wanted to be at this point?
She is playing for a fringe, but she's not playing to win. In fact, she will not even rule. So most of her support are people that really don't like Donald Trump. She's the darling of the never-Trumpers. And yet, when she's asked, okay, will you just categorically put this to bed and say you will not accept the vice presidential nomination? She will not answer that question.
But again, you're more engaged in a fight with Nikki Haley than with Donald Trump at this point. And look, you've got even close advisors, according to the New York Times, top advisor Ryan Tyson saying that you're now at a point where you
That's not true.
He said they need to make the patient comfortable.
He did not say that.
He's evoking hospice
He did not say that. He said he denied that. They went on anonymous sources to try to do a hit piece on me. Republican voters know these anonymous sources from these liberal media outlets, they're trying to do a narrative. They're going after me because they fear me as the nominee. I'm the one that they don't want. So Republican voters can look at this and say, okay, the guy that the liberal media doesn't want, that's got to be the best endorsement I can possibly have. So you can launder anonymous sources and try to do all that. Reality is none of that is accurate. And the reality is everything we've set out to do, we are doing here in Iowa, and you're going to see that on caucus
Well, you've
night.
Put all your eggs in the Iowa basket.
That's not true.
Can you name another state you think you could win?
That's not true.
Can you name another state you could win?
Yes. You wait till what happens when we get out of Iowa. It's going to create a lot of. We're going to be able to win a lot of states. We have a great organization in New Hampshire. We have a great organization in South Carolina.
Do you think you could win New Hampshire?
We can have a lot of great organizations throughout Super Tuesday. So you're going to see this is very dynamic. You're going to see it's a long process, and we're going to be able to win. So stay tuned. But to say that we've put all the eggs is not true. We have great organization and field programs in the early states, and we're going to compete in all of them.
Would you consider joining forces with Nikki Haley?
For what?
To defeat Donald Trump. Is it important enough to you to team up with Haley on a ticket to try to defeat him?
I don't think that would be something that would be viable. I mean, her voters, she has a limited ceiling in the Republican Party, and I think that a lot of my supporters here in Iowa, for example, they want to move on from Trump, but if they had to choose between Trump or Haley, they probably would go with Trump because his policies are more in line with what they want. Haley really represents, more of an establishment, entrenched D.C., New York type view, and that's not what they want. And I think that she's not been somebody who's been able to really stand strong on the issues that conservatives and Republicans care about.
You talk about Nikki Haley's ceiling, though. Shouldn't the Republican Party be able to expand the electorate and bring in people in order to win in November?
Well, of course, and that's what I did in Florida. I mean, we won overwhelmingly in places like Miami-Dade County. No one thought a Republican could win there. We won independents overwhelmingly. We won women overwhelmingly, which Republicans never do. The issue with her, though, is she can't win core Republicans. As the nominee of the party, you've got to inspire your base to be able to come out before you even get into being able to do that. I think she's playing to people, by and large, who are not core Republicans. I think you're going to see that in the results in the Iowa caucus and then beyond as we get into these other states.
Well, speaking again of Nikki Haley, and you mentioned this in some of your earlier comments, but in a New Hampshire town hall last night, she said that, Iowa starts it, but New Hampshire corrects it. Do you think New Hampshire is going to correct what Iowa decides?
Well, one, I think it's a slap in the face to Iowans to say that they somehow need to be corrected. It's almost as if like she's acknowledging she's not going to do well here, and so she's blaming the voters. That's unacceptable. And I can tell you, I've gone to all 99 counties. I've spoken with people all across this state, and what I've come away with it is a lot of optimism about America, because you have people that are hardworking, God-fearing, patriotic. They represent the backbone of this country, so they don't need correcting. And I think for Nikki Haley to be in a different state and trying to virtue signal in ways that diminish the voters of Iowa, I think it was a mistake. But sometimes these gaffes are what people really think, and I think that's what she really thinks. She's not showing up in the places that I've shown up, and she's not going to do that. She's relying on massive amounts of money from a lot of liberal donors on Wall Street and in Silicon Valley to try to do it. That doesn't work in Iowa.